As Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Vader generally disassociated himself from his life as Anakin Skywalker, in part to keep his former identity a secret. But there were times when cracks formed in this facade, as after all, Vader and Skywalker were one and the same, not some sort of personality split. Today, we'll be examining one such case, when Vader encountered a man with whom he had served with during the Clone Wars not long after the Battle of Hoth, CT-4981, better known as Contrail.
Attention, Sergeant on deck!
Contrail was originally a clone pilot assigned to Shadow Squadron, an elite starfighter unit that was one of the first to use Y-wing bombers. He and the rest of Shadow Squadron served under General Anakin Skywalker during the Battle of Kalita Nebula, where their skills enabled them to disable the Separatist dreadnought Malevolence. Contrail was among the pilots from that squadron that survived the battle, and he went on to serve with distinction throughout the rest of the Clone Wars, a conflict that he ultimately survived. Contrail chose not to retire when the Empire gave him the opportunity after Order 66, and he continued serving it well for over 20 years. At some point in time during his career, likely after the reconquest of the Rim, Shadow Squadron was disbanded and Contrail was filtered into another unit. Unlike most of the clones that served the Empire, however, Contrail did show signs of insubordination. On one notable occasion, he refused to follow an order by a non-clone officer to shoot his wounded gunner, and when the officer tried to shoot him for refusing, he broke the officer's jaw. This stunt won him a year in solitary confinement. After this, Contrail was reassigned to be a rank-and-file stormtrooper and was assigned to the Imperial Penal Colony Hokaleg, where the Empire was secretly building a superweapon. This superweapon, which was called the Tarkin, was reminiscent of a stripped-down Death Star and was as much of a threat as the previous Imperial superweapon had been. The project was nearing completion in 3 ABY when the rebels destroyed it. Contrail was on the ground at the time of the explosion, and he immediately rushed to a shuttle afterwards in hopes of recovering survivors from the debris field. Upon examining a damaged TIE Advanced starfighter, Contrail rescued none other than Darth Vader from the wreckage. Vader recognized Contrail, but Contrail didn't recognize him, and Vader didn't care to elaborate. Upon returning to Hokaleg, however, the two found that the enslaved laborers on the planet were revolting, seizing the opportunity provided by Tarkin's destruction. In the ensuing skirmish, Contrail narrowly saved Vader from a blaster bolt by taking it himself, a sacrifice that cost him his life. Vader comforted the dying stormtrooper by complimenting his performance at the Kalita Nebula, a remark that Contrail seemingly understood the context of. After responding that he had a good teacher in Anakin Skywalker, Contrail died. Enraged, Vader proceeded to go on a rampage across the colony, slaughtering all of the laborers that stood in his way, ignoring their pleas for mercy. So that's the full story of that interesting character Contrail that most of you probably haven't heard of, and his interesting connection with Darth Vader. So guys, be sure to let me know in the comment section below if you have any stories similar to this and what you think about their unique connection during the Galactic Civil War. I mean, it's not often that Vader shows his emotions like that, so that just means Contrail was a pretty special pilot. So yeah, that was just a cool story we found, and I hope you enjoyed it. And just before you go guys, click that little show more button on that description tab and you can find our wider Geetsly's community on all of our Discords and our Geetsly's gaming network. So if you want to be part of the wider Star Wars community, play on our Gmod on our Roblox server, and just talk to other Star Wars fans in general, make sure you join our Discords and our Geetsly's gaming network. And if you're feeling extra generous, please do check out the Patreon, as a lot of my top videos have been demonetized. Just one more thing, if you are a fan of history, we do also have a history channel, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy that. Anyways guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.